Deuteronomy 21 deals with complex legal and moral situations in Israel's society, okay? It shows how God's law applies to unsolved murders, captive women in war, family inheritance and firstborn rights, rebellious sons, okay? The unifying theme, justice with mercy and upholding dignity, even in hard cases, okay? So we're going to cover one, two, three, four, five, and six chapters. The last one is the themes and lessons. So we're going to divide this chapter into six different parts. And the first one is unsolved murder, atoning for innocent blood, which encompasses verses 1 and 9. If someone is found murdered in a field and no one knows who did it, leaders measure distance to the nearest town. That town must sacrifice a young heifer in the valley, symbolic of cleansing. Okay? Priests and elders pray, do not hold your people guilty of innocent blood. This act cleanses the community from the guilt of unpunished murder. Okay? Lessons. Even if guilt can be assigned, life matters and must be atoned for. God requires collective responsibility for justice. Second part of this chapter, marrying a captive woman, which encompasses verses 10 to 14. If an Israelite soldier desires to marry a woman captured in war, she must shave her head, trim her nails, mourn her parents for 1 month, and only after that may he marry her, okay? And if he later chooses not to keep her, he must let her go free, not sell or enslave her, okay? Lessons. Even in war, God protects human dignity. Second, no one is to be treated as property or discarded, only as a person with value, okay? Third part of this chapter, inheritance and the firstborn, which encompasses verses 15 to 17. If a man has two wives, and he loves one but not the other, he must not favor the son of the loved wife over the actual firstborn. The firstborn son, regardless of the mother, gets the double portion of inheritance, okay? He is the first sign of his father's strength. Lesson. Justice must be objective, not based on emotion or favoritism. Fourth part of this chapter, the rebellious son, verses 18 to 21. If a son is stubborn, rebellious, gluttonous, and a drunkard, and refuses to obey his parents, here are the solutions. The parents bring him to the town elders. After confirming the change, the community stones him to death. Okay? So let's check it out. You must purge the evil from among you. All Israel will hear of it and be afraid. Note, this was extreme and rare. It had strict community accountability, not private punishment. Lessons. Severe rebellion threatens community stability. Discipline preserves order. But it's controlled, deliberate, and communal, not impulsive or private, right? Fifth part of this chapter, respect for the dead. Verses and encompasses verses 22 to 23. If someone is executed and hung on a tree, they must be buried the same day, okay? Anyone who is hung on a pole is under God's curse. This law is quoted in the New Testament. Christ redeemed us from the curse by becoming a curse for us. That is written in Galatians chapter 3, verse 13. Lessons. Even in punishment, dignity must be preserved. Leaving a body exposed defiles the land because the land is holy, okay? Themes and lessons from Deuteronomy 21. First, justice must be pursued even in mystery. Communities are accountable for preserving life. Second, God protects the vulnerable. Captives and unwanted wives are given right and dignity. Third theme and lesson. Fairness must override favoritism. Inheritance is not based on feelings, but truth. Fourth lesson. Serious sin must be handled publicly and deliberately. Discipline is about preserving the whole community, not revenge. Fifth lesson. Even the condemned deserve respect in death. All people bear God's image, even judgment, okay? So, to conclude with this chapter, It shows that God's law reaches into real massive situation and always aims to uphold justice, dignity, and holiness, even in hard cases. God's concerns compassion, structure, and community well-being. Okay, so don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to this channel, and see you in the next one.